I just finished watching Thunderbolts, and it was an actually surprisingly decent film. For modern day Marvel as well, that is a fucking miracle. Because modern day Marvel sucks the big one. It is garbage. But this film was alright. I actually quite enjoyed it. I wouldn't actually say it's a great film, and there are some glaring issues with it. Like some big problems with it, whether that's plot problems, tonal inconsistencies, and some other little bits and bobs that I wasn't really happy with. Overall, I walked out of this having a pleasant experience. And yes, when I say walk out of it, I mean of my living room, because I did not pay money to see this, just like everybody else. But I honestly understand the praise that this film got, because it's just a very fun film. And when I say fun, you'll know that's a bit of a paradox, because this film is depressing as fuck, and I love it so much. I love my superheroes to be depressed. I love them to be sad. I love them to be miserable. It's beautiful seeing them so unhappy, seeing them in bad places, seeing Yelena on the top of the building as the very first scene of the film, looking down and just contemplating her own existence and probably contemplating suicide, and chef's kiss, beautiful. Even the following action scene of her kicking ass in the hallway was just a great scene. The camera tracking, no cuts, it was a really fun scene, and one of my favourite openings to a Marvel film to date. That was great stuff. I loved the Red Guardian being at home in his underwear, depressed. Yes, my superheroes have tragic lives. Get in, that is exactly what I want to see. I love my characters like Spider-Man and all the bad shit that happens to him. And Batman being constantly depressed. I love that shit. I eat it up. So seeing these characters, especially someone like Red Guardian, contrasted against the depressive nature of the reality of being a hero, was perfection. I really enjoyed that. And speaking of Red Guardian, he was my favourite character in this entire film. Hands down, he was amazing. If you saw the trailers previously, he looked like he was going to be a bit of a concern, at least for me, because he looked like he was going to be quite annoying. He was always shouting and very loud, and he didn't really hit too much in the trailer. Whether that was the editing choices or it just being no context, it just wasn't for me. However, yeah, he ended up being my favourite character in the film next to Yelena, because he was hilarious. And I actually know quite a few people like that, and I just loved his optimism. Great stuff. He was a lot of fun, and I really liked his action scene, and that scene where he saves the little girl and then looks and she disappears. That actually got me for a Marvel film. That shocked me. So the fact that this film can shock me and keep me interested after all the disasters that they've had recently, yeah, that's impressive. As for the rest of the Thunderbolts team, okay, so I'm a little bit more conflicted on the team as a whole. Red Guardian, perfect, best character in the movie. Yelena, absolutely great. Loved the performance. I have seen some negative things about her online, people saying she was very monotone and acting like she didn't want to be there. Whereas I actually think her performance fit the state of mind the character was in perfectly. I think she was funny when she needed to be. The sarcasm worked for me. The monotone-ish expressions and things, yeah, that might have been the actress being bored. However, within the context of the film, I think it completely worked. And the action scene, she actually felt like she could kick a bit of ass, and it was great. A bit annoying when there was a few girl boss moments and she was kind of belittling the Captain America knockoff, but that's to be expected in modern Hollywood. At least it was only for a scene or two. I don't remember it being persistent for the whole film. And at least it was only aimed at the knockoff Captain America. Because, yeah, he was pretty good. I really like his kind of tragic backstory where his missus gets on his case and she ends up taking the kid because he's so caught up in his own history and he can't let go of the past that now he's lost that future. And I've seen people criticise this as, you know, he was watching the baby was just crying in the cot, but he was actually in the room. I think it's more so the fact that he's always like that. He's always in his own world, and we just seen a kind of a glimpse of it. However, they did film that really weird, and because I was one of the people saying, why is she moaning at him? The baby's right there. He's right there. What can he be doing? But yeah, I definitely think they shot that wrong, but I kind of got the intention of the scene. Whether I'm coping or not is a different story. And the butchered iteration of Taskmaster. I hope you weren't a fan of the terrible performance and the shit redesign of the character, because they don't survive. Yep, if you paid attention to the marketing and basically noticed that they were basically non-existent, it's for a good reason. They die in the most shittish way. They get shot in the head and that's it. Boom, gone. See you later. And I'm so happy with that, because that was not Taskmaster. That was modern Marvel's version of a shit Taskmaster. It was an embarrassing portrayal. I just can't. I do feel bad for the actress, because she probably got excited to sign up for a new Marvel film. Now she's gone, but she was so miscast, and I'm just glad that Taskmaster wasn't in the rest of the film. And now we come to Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And she had some excellent powers in this, some really cool powers to do with the sound barrier and stuff. And she got a few good scenes, and then her powers kind of become irrelevant, and she kind of doesn't do anything. And overall, I actually think she was the worst character other than Taskmaster in this whole film. She was the worst character that actually stuck around, let's say, because the performance by the actress, I'm sorry, it was bad. She kept doing this one weird sarcastic looking face which bugged the hell out of me. She was belittling to the other characters, which annoyed me. And she was just generally unlikable. She had nothing likable about her, and I don't understand why she was there. She felt the most unneeded, apart from maybe one scene when they have to escape the room in the beginning. But they could have just done that scene differently. I actually think she should have died as well, because she serves no purpose to this film. I understand every character, but I just don't understand Ghost. She feels like she was just slapped in this film to pad out the team, and I really wish they'd have made her more likeable. She had such cool powers in the beginning. I would have loved to have seen her really come into her own, make her relevant. But no, I wish they'd have gave that slot to someone else. I don't know who, but somebody else. A surprising other addition to this film, who it turns out I really like the actor, Bob. Yep, he was fantastic. How he went from just kind of there, casual, timid, to just being kind of twisted, and the mannerisms the actor gives and all of that felt fantastic. It felt real, and I wish he was in the film more. I really wish the whole film was more centered around him, because he was a great character. I actually kind of wish he got his own film and this was his film, and the stuff with Yelena and stuff was almost separate. I know that wouldn't work, but I just kind of wish that, because he was such an interesting character. I loved the fact that they mentioned he was a meth addict. I love his depressing backstory of his dad and his mom. That felt great, and I liked the way they handled everything to do with him becoming Sentry and then him becoming the Void. Felt very natural and felt like it was established early on, like that's how he would go. And I kind of like the ending when they take him in, and this is what I've heard online. I've heard a lot of people saying he should face justice, he needs to be
sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you.
Remembering right, he doesn't actually kill anyone.
That's just a fairy tale.
I think he might kill the people that tried to kill him. So when the guards come up towards the ending and they start
I was in high school when the Avengers came.
Reflect some of the bullets. I might be misremembering.
Kind of strange that it's all over now. No one's coming to save the day.
As for the scene with the helicopter,
I think we are.
yes, he said
We can be the ones that are
the
coming.
helicopter crashes and he just lets it crash.
Look, you have the wrong
That's
people.
kind of indirectly
We have
hurting
all
people,
done bad
because
things.
looking at Thunderbolts there on the ground level,
Look, I've been where you
they
are.
stopped
The past doesn't go away.
They saved people.
So you can either live with it forever,
He would have indirectly killed people, but he never actually set out to kill them. He could have easily killed the
or you can do something about it.
Fight, but he never killed them, caught them, and
I am
them,
the void.
showed them,
Look what
and that
you
was great. I really
unleashed.
like that.
You can't
He was
outrun the
he
emptiness.
probably would have, but
We can't do this.
And yet he's not
No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret.
But I have so many.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
We can't stop him alone.
So the doctor's solution is to put him and lock him away in the TARDIS. because that's the
No
only
one
safe
can.
place, and he's going to keep him essentially like a pet. And I
Let's
think
talk
that is
facts.
essentially
The
only way you
Avengers
could defeat
are not
someone like
coming.
Sentry. He's so overpowered in this film. I don't think he's so convincing
Who will keep
that the only way
the
you
American
can
people
stop
safe?
him once he's calmed down is to have him come to your
There's
side.
some big
Try
threat
and
out there.
Have him looked after by
And
other
you are
superheroes.
gonna help me stop it.
Wait,
Thunderbolts,
us?
have
Yeah, you.
them babysit
Why, you got
him,
someplace to
have
be?
them
I love
teach
that
him
guy.
and look after him, because you can't send someone like that to
So,
prison. He
none
would
of us
escape. We're not
comply?
putting him in the MCU like a
So what,
villain.
we all
He
just
would
punch and
escape.
shoot?
You can't
I
kill
can't
him.
think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
And there's no kind of thing Where are you? So
Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape the past.
Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now, or live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great savior? You can't even save yourself.
Another character in this film I'm a bit disappointed
We can't
with
do
is
this.
Bucky Barnes.
No one
His
here
action scenes are cool.
is a hero.
His acting is fine.
Lena,
And I like
when
him
I
being in
look
this
at
film.
you,
I just him being the counselor.
I don't
or
see your
whatever he was,
mistakes.
I just that was
That's
so
why we
very
need each
random to
other.
me. However, I do like him being kind of
Okay, that was really
respected
good.
amongst the
We are the Thunderbolts!
Can't call ourselves that. God, thank you.
Basically, no character arc in this film, so I was going through that. But
This has makings
yeah,
of
I
team
sound super negative, but I swear I like my
that can rise to glory. Bring light from the darkness.
This film, and she being over the top cartoonish and just marvelous all over. She's so boring
This
to
team
watch.
can be
Tried
the
to have this
heroes
charisma
on the
all throughout
Wheaties
film,
box.
and she never changes the same delivery totally
With a
infuriating.
little
It is annoying, and it
Give
is
it pause.
so misplaced in this film. This is a darker, grittier, depressive, and more monotone film, and then you've got this normal, standard, generic comic book villain, and it's honestly, it's so hard to get invested in the scenes where she is. It was embarrassing to watch. It was cringy, and I actually had a hard time getting behind it. It was not for me, and I really wish she wasn't in this film, or she was just done completely different. As for the overall plot of this film, it is quite a good one. I love the theme of depression and trying to move on from the past. All of that was great. There's also this great sequence where after everyone's getting sent to the void, Yelena gets sent to the void, and it's her seeing some of her trauma from the past. I really wish they would have explored that more. Same with everyone, to be honest. I wish they would have explored everyone's pain a lot more and gone a lot more in depth, because that was super unique. However, they didn't. They just kind of brushed past it, and Yelena even just runs out from each room, which was a bit underwhelming, but I still enjoyed the sequence overall. And I'm a huge fan of the drinking scene, where she's just getting drunk every night, and you see this side to her where she just goes on missions, comes back and just gets drunk. Like, you think like she's this badass assassin, and no, she's just miserable. So yeah, great characters, great theming, and great action scenes as well. All of them were pretty stellar. I loved all of them, though there was a lot of CGI that got kind of buggy towards the middle section of the film. Happily it picked up again towards the end with the fight with Sentry and then Void. That was great. So yeah, some pretty great stuff in this film. It was a lot better than it had any right to be. It's kind of a shame we're never going to get a sequel, because this whole universe is being rebooted soon. I do look forward to them appearing in the next Avengers film. Hopefully they only play supporting roles, because I don't think all of these guys need to be main characters. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Very different to what I thought it was going to be. A very pleasant surprise. Shows that Marvel is still capable of making good movies. Again, it's not great. It's got a lot of problems. And I will quickly go over the humour. Still there. The humour, still there. It is still so annoying when there's a scene going on, emotion, and then a joke. And I think there was a bit too many jokes throughout certain parts of this film that really did take me out of scenes. However, there was a lot more breathing room with the depressing scenes and with people just being sad. There was a lot more of that, and I'm very grateful. So yeah, a lot better than I thought. Well, pretty good film. And I will give this a solid 3 out of 5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and take care.